I'm Toby Van Weston for the Chronicle News. The relationship between journalists and the law is often a confusing one. In 2016, journalists still face challenges and obstacles on their path to inform the public. Some journalists are being detained overseas merely for reporting the news. We now go live to Tommy Morris at Durham College, where he investigates and questions the future of journalism and its relationship with the law.
Thank you, Toby. When Canada's Constitution first came home in April of 1982, freedom of the press was enshrined with the adoption of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom. Section 2B of the Charter explicitly states that we all have the rights to freedom of thought, belief, opinion, and expression, including the freedom of press and other medias of communication. Does journalism cherish the Charter? Does Section 2B make us proud to be Canadian? Toronto Star public editor Kathy English writes, and I quote, "You can be sure that most journalists will tell you they care deeply about this fundamental freedom. It is the very foundation of all that we do." Journalists are still being subject today to publication bans from judges, and bureaucrats will still refuse to release information. Journalists don't always call for the rights as dictated in the Charter, as they should. We looked at legal battles such as Grant versus Toronto Star and Globe and Mail versus Canada. These cases resulted in changes in the law. In these particular cases, it was decided that defamation is a non-factor when a journalist is speaking on matters of public interest. It added criteria to be met if a journalist is forced to reveal its sources. It was ruled as a journalist that you can appeal the case if forced to reveal your sources.
Yesterday evening, your party was defending Mr. Gagne's actions, saying essentially that he played by the rules. This morning,
Hey, guys, hey, we have respect for journalists in this country. They ask tough questions and they're supposed to, okay? Sorry, go ahead, Omar.
Do you think legal battles between journalists and the law are important moving forward in the field?
Is it important for media outlets to continue to battle in the courts to tell the important stories, to help reveal the important stories? Absolutely.
You know what I'll do?
Most recently, there was within the last month, there's a case where the Toronto Star had to go to court to be able to publish the name of someone they'd already published.
All right.
And then the courts had slapped a ban on it, which seems a little ridiculous because they already had it on their website, and then it was banned, and they can't unpublish. So, yeah, I mean, we're in some gray areas, but media outlets have to serve the public, and that's why they do those things.
Okay. And would you say that those battles, such as the ones you mentioned, are improving the state of journalism, or what's it doing as a whole on the effect?
Well, is it improving? Anytime we help inform the public, it improves the state of journalism. So yes, from that standpoint, it's important. I think that one of the sort of the concerns is that if big media corporations are the only ones who can challenge these situations because they have deep pockets, then it is the consumer of the news who loses, because we get in a position where very few media outlets can maybe have the resources to challenge courts, and these situations exist in sort of quieter areas than just stories that the Toronto Star is working on, for example.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of statistics, 2015 saw a record low number for journalists imprisoned around the world in the last decade. What do you think this means for journalists worldwide, that there's less of them being imprisoned for whatever it is that they're accused of breaching?
Well, hopefully I don't pretend to know all the circumstances of those cases, but that might be a double-edged sword. It might be a case where journalists are doing a better job, but maybe some countries are putting a chill on journalists, and journalists are afraid to tell some stories because they know the end game may have them in jail, and maybe that's not a position they want to be in. So I'm not sure that the consumer of news, again, is being necessarily as well served. Not that we want to see any of our brethren in jail to do their job.
Okay. Thank you. I'm with Brian Legree, and this has been Chronicle News. From Chronicle News, I'm Tommy Rice. Back to you, Toby.
Thank you, Tommy. As we've seen, there is still a long way to go when it comes to journalists and the law. Journalism has taken a few steps forward, but it's up to journalists to take advantage of resources and protection available to them. I'm Toby Van Weston. This has been your Chronicle News Update.